Father Michael, his resolve hardened by the chilling revelation at the cairns, knew he couldn't simply exorcise Sarah. He had to sever the ancient pact that bound the entity to the land. He spent the next few days immersed in research, deciphering the cryptic symbols on the altar stones, searching for a way to break the unholy bond. He discovered that the pact was fueled by a ritual sacrifice, a dark offering made generations ago to appease the entity. The ritual was complex, requiring specific ingredients and a precise sequence of actions, performed under the precise alignment of celestial bodies. Time was running out. The next full moon would amplify the entity's power, making the severance nearly impossible. There were things he needed to do in the earth. He sought help from an unexpected source. Elder Silas, a disgraced scholar of the occult, ostracized for his controversial research into forbidden knowledge. Silas, despite his tarnished reputation, possessed a wealth of knowledge about the entity and the ancient rites. He revealed that the sacrifice wasn't just a symbolic act. It was a continuous feeding, a dark communion that maintained the entity's power. To sever the pact, Michael would have to perform a counter-ritual, a sacred act of cleansing and purification that would require immense faith, unwavering resolve, and a profound understanding of the forces he was battling. The counter-ritual was dangerous, pushing the boundaries of sacred and profane, requiring Michael to walk a perilous path between faith and forbidden knowledge. He gathered the necessary ingredients: rare herbs, consecrated water, and artifacts blessed by centuries of faith, each item representing a fragile link between the divine and the profane. The preparation itself was fraught with peril, testing Michael's faith to its limits. He found himself questioning his beliefs, battling doubt and despair, struggling to maintain his grip on the fragile line between salvation and damnation. The night of the full moon loomed closer, casting a long shadow over his efforts. The final confrontation was approaching, and Father Michael knew, with the chilling certainty, that it would be a battle for not only Sarah's soul, but his. Ashmanal. He leaned forward to hit the ground and made the connection. Under the eerie glow of the full moon, Father Michael initiated the counter-ritual at the Whispering Cairns. The wind howled, mirroring the turmoil within him. He arranged the sacred and profane elements on the altar, his hands trembling slightly as he performed the ancient incantations. His voice crackled with energy, the very ground seeming to vibrate under the weight of the opposing forces. The drill sergeant let out a familiar call of crimson light. A few moments later, Father Michael encouraged Mercaro to lead the encore. Sarah, bound to a nearby stone, writhed in agony, her screams swallowed by the wind. The black bodyguard had remained still, his head tilted back, his green eyes staring out into the match room. The entity fought back with terrifying ferocity, its power amplified by the full moon. The ground shook, shadows danced, and the very air seemed to warp and distort. Father Michael felt the entity's icy tendrils wrapping around his mind, attempting to break his resolve, to shatter his faith. He fought back, drawing strength from his faith, from his memories of his own battle with Lucifer, and from the knowledge that he was fighting not only for Sarah, but for the souls of countless others trapped within the entity's influence. The ritual was a harrowing dance between light and darkness, a desperate struggle between faith and despair. Father Michael pushed himself to his limits, his body aching, his mind reeling, his spirit tested beyond anything he had ever imagined. He felt a kinship with Sarah, a shared suffering that transcended the boundaries of flesh and spirit. He saw glimpses of her own strength, her own flicker of faith amidst the overwhelming darkness. As the ritual reached its climax, a blinding light erupted from the altar, pushing back the shadows, banishing the darkness. The entity shrieked, its power waning as the ancient pact was broken. The ground stilled, the wind died down, and a profound silence descended upon the cairns, a silence broken only by Sarah's ragged breaths and Father Michael's exhausted relief. The battle was won, but the scars remained, etched onto their souls. a stark reminder of the terrifying power they had confronted and the sacrifices they had made. The red and green remained in their hair, and the sacrifices they had made. The aftermath was a strange blend of exhaustion and elation. Sarah, frail but free, lay cradled in Father Michael's arms, her eyes finally clear of the malevolent glint that had haunted them for so long. The oppressive darkness that had clung to Oak Haven for generations seemed to lift, replaced by a fragile sense of peace. The town, once shrouded in fear, began to breathe again. The weight of the ancient evil lifted from its shoulders. Father Michael, however, carried the weight of his ordeal. The battle had left him scarred, not just physically, but spiritually. The memories of his own possession, the intense struggle against the entity, the perilous walk between faith and forbidden knowledge, all left an indelible mark on his soul. His faith, though unshaken, had been profoundly tested, refined in the crucible of darkness. He was forever changed. The townsfolk, witnessing the transformation, showed their gratitude in simple acts of kindness, their fear replaced by a cautious hope. They began to rebuild their lives, their community strengthened by their shared ordeal, their faith restored by Father Michael's unwavering courage. The Whispering Cairns remained, a stark reminder of the darkness they had faced, a testament to the power of faith and the enduring resilience of the human spirit. Yet they now held a different significance, a sacred space where a victory over darkness had been won, where the bonds of community and faith had proven stronger than ancient evil. Father Michael remained in Oak Haven for a time, offering solace and guidance. He found a strange sense of peace in the quiet life of the small town, a quiet life that allowed him to process his experience, to heal both his physical and spiritual wounds, and to reflect upon the profound journey that had led him to this place. His past possession, once a source of shame and self-doubt, became a unique strength, providing him with an understanding few others could ever comprehend. He had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, not only saving Sarah, but also saving himself. The experience transformed him, forging a new path, a new purpose that transcended his priesthood. He had glimpsed the abyss and returned.